In the past few videos, we've looked at how to use free associations to unpack dream symbols. In this video, which is the 8th of the series on decoding your dreams, we're going to look at active imagination, which is another tool for doing this. The term was coined by Carl Jung, and when you do this tool, you can take pretty much anything in the dream, because all of it's symbolic, as we've talked about. All of it's a metaphor. And it can be a mood at the beginning or the opening setting of a dream, which always indicates something about the psychological state of the dreamer. You can do this with characters, animals, magical beings, structures, homes, neighborhoods, cars, anything, pretty much anything in the dream that you want to understand more deeply. So you get into a space that's comfortable, that will allow you to do a little daydreaming for a while. And then I usually close my eyes when you do this, but you don't have to. But you summon up the image, you invite in the image that you want to understand more clearly. And basically mentally say, what have you got? What are you trying to tell me? And when you do this, sometimes the image will move and change right away, or if it's a character, it'll talk to you. Sometimes it's very vague at first. You have trouble keeping it in your imagination, so try to. This is something that takes practice oftentimes. You may have to be patient and sit with it for a while and just hold the image in your imagination. And if you do it for long enough, it will begin to move or speak or show you something. Sometimes the dream image will have a lot to say or a lot to show you, or it'll be very busy. At other times, it will simply tell you one word or show you one thing. But the idea here is to be patient for long enough so that in this sort of daydreamy state of reverie, the image has the freedom to express itself in whatever way it wants. And once it does so, you'll get a sense in the active imagination that that's it, that's what it wanted to show you. I always thank the images for showing up, and then I work on them. So more free associations, this time to whatever the image gave me, or sometimes I'll, on my computers, the background is often an image I found on the internet that reminds me of the image I use in active imagination or the dream image. So sometimes I'll just put that up in the background to remind myself to keep working with it. Art is good for this, any kind of creative activity. So finding some way to work with the image. Things sometimes will come to you when you collage it, or you write it, or you talk to somebody else about it. And so that's another tool for understanding what the symbols are trying to tell you. And the goal at the end of this is to bring it all together into the overall meaning of what the dream is trying to say. And it'll probably sound like a story, because dreams kind of arrange themselves in the story form. So that will be something worth taking back into the dream, as I mentioned in the previous video. And when you go to sleep, asking whoever it is that makes the dreams, your unconscious or whoever, this is my take on it right now. How does that look? And then it'll give you feedback sometimes, so you can have a conversation. So in the next video, I'm going to say a little bit about the sense of I or me in the dream, and we'll talk about what that might mean.